Hello, and welcome to the fourth and final installment of my top 10 tips for developing intuitive two-way communication with your unborn and newborn baby. And today we are only dealing with tip number one, my top 10 tips. And I wanted to take time and do tip number one by itself because it is really the most important. Hello, my name is Sandra Jones-Keller, and I'm the Intuitive Pregnancy Coach with the CCFL Global Academy. I teach new moms, pregnant moms, and want-to-be moms how to develop intuitive two-way communication with their unborn and newborn babies. And why is this possible? Well, your baby is a spiritual being. So just as mediums have communicated with our departed loved ones for hundreds of years, we'll circle around. They are communicating with the spirit of our departed person. And so you can communicate with the spirit of your unborn baby in just the same way. It's a spiritual conscious being waiting to talk to you. So my top 10 tip for developing intuitive communication is ask your baby what it needs in order to incarnate if you're trying to conceive, or to be best taken care of in this moment if you're already pregnant. Now, I'm not talking about rubbing your belly and asking it what it needs. I'm talking about developing a partnership, an intuitive relationship with your baby. This is something I did when I conceived at 41. I had a high-risk pregnancy, and I literally created a partnership with my unborn daughter to navigate my pregnancy. I would have intuitive two-way communications with her. So when I would go to the doctor, and I had a pretty dire prognosis because of my age, and I had two large fibroid tumors, one at the base of my uterus. So the prognosis for me was I was going to be bedridden for most of the pregnancy. I would have a C-section, and my daughter would be born 3 months premature. Well, I did have a C-section, but I was never bedridden. In fact, I worked part-time up until the weekend before she was born, and Mecca came home with me at the end of my hospital stay. How did I do this? I developed and created a partnership with her to navigate this pregnancy. So every time I would go to the doctor, I would tune in and ask her how she was doing. So I cried through a lot of my pregnancy because I was scared, I was unsure, but I had my spiritual tools to fall back on. So I would leave the doctor, I would come home, I would cry, I would do whatever I needed to do, but then I literally would ground myself, I would go into a meditative state, and I would ask her, Mecca, how are you doing? And every time she would answer, Mom, I'm fine, you take care of yourself. So because I knew she was fine, I then could spend my time and energy doing what I needed to do to keep myself healthy, to keep myself grounded, and to be able to carry her full term. So now this type of communication adds an unprecedented level of confidence, safety, and security for you. Why? Because I knew my baby was okay, and I knew she was okay because I asked her. And so if you're trying to conceive, ask your baby, especially if you've had one miscarriage or multiple miscarriages, ask your baby, ask the spirit of the baby what it needs. And so when I work with my clients, we go into meditation and I create the connection and bond for them. I literally open the door, but then I hand it over to them and they continue with this communication. So one of my clients, the first thing the baby said is when they connected was, I don't want to be controlled, and I want your full attention. And so now she had concrete knowledge of what her baby needs in order to incarnate. So she's already communicated with the baby, so she knows there's a spirit waiting to come through, and she knows what it needs. So when you develop intuitive communication with your baby, then you know that you're on the right track. So this is my top 10 tip for developing intuitive communication. And it almost sounds like a no-brainer. Ask your baby what it needs. But remember, your baby will answer you back. So that's it for today. Visit my website, sandrajoneskeller.com, to sign up for your free downloadable PDF file of my top 10 tips. Visit the CCFL Global Academy to find out more about us, and feel free to like and share this video. Thank you so much, and until next time, have a fantastic day.